Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Hopefully now we're good. Sorry, my camera froze. Everything's weird. It's not actually not YouTube this time. It's actually 100% my camera. So if I freeze, I freeze. Let me know if we fall off and die. So as far as my Tesla play goes, you guys know I have a bunch of shares. But also, if you watched my video last night, I grabbed the 150 calls. I swung the 150 calls open, and so today they did tag out. I trailed most of them. I still have a couple, but I also bought the 125 puts. I was like, with the profits, and I almost even, when I bought the 125 puts, they were up, and I was this close to locking some of them in as well. But right now, I don't know if the numbers are out just yet. I'll have to turn to the chat. Again, camera froze, went nuts. We jumped up, hit the yellow box. Sold off. I don't know if I can't remember the last time I've actually bought calls and puts on an earnings play. Nonetheless, had you asked me that a couple weeks ago, I probably would have laughed at that idea because Tesla is largely just a dud when it comes to earnings. We already have the delivery numbers. We kind of already have all the numbers we need to know. We're just kind of filling in a couple of the blanks, I guess. So we'll see how this ultimately pans out. Which way do you guys think it's going to go? We've seen this before where it shoots up, people start celebrating, and then smiles turn to frowns, and it shoots all the way down. The numbers are out? Okay. I will have to track those down. What does Brad do? He usually goes out to the Twitter. They missed on EPS and sales. Yeah, but Don, if they missed, why are they up? Don't worry, I'm sure Elon will have something to say about that here in a little bit, and he'll fix that. As of now, it looks pretty cool. Like my 150 calls are going to be all right. Just saw a breaking report for Bernie Sanders about something 30 years ago. It seems a bit odd. I'm rich if in-phase continues. Let's check that out. Jeff, I don't know how you're not subscribed to this channel. Let's go. Mike's not on vacation until tomorrow. Hang on, I was looking those numbers up. Let's give me 1 second. All right, Tesla Q1 revenue $21.3 billion, estimated 21.4. Huge miss, absolutely huge. You only made 21 billion. Should be ashamed of yourself. All right, EPS, earnings per share, we got 45 cents. Estimated was 56. Also an absolute miss. Obviously, this is signs that Tesla's going to go bankrupt, probably fail as a system now. Mike, I just caught your text, but I'm on the wrong software to do that. To be fair, you have so many channels now. I have Don Fran Show, Don Fran Trading. Those are the two you need to know about. You know the other one. As far as Power Zone, that will eventually maybe be a thing, maybe not be a thing. Randy says Kathy Woods is buying. We'll see. Twisted says they go bankrupt next week. The only interesting thing about Kathy Woods is she's buying Roku because it's innovative. That's a little bit odd. She's also blown up a couple other firms. Anyway, third time's the charm. I feel really good about Kathy Woods this time. This time around. Things are looking good. This is not a beer. Actually, it could be. It very much is. It is not a Monster addiction. Is that Mr. Randy? The Randy himself? Maybe an LO? What does LO stand for, Mr. Randy? All right, let's check out in-phase while we're here. We'll keep an eye on Tesla. So it's out. The one thing I would be nervous about is Elon on that call. that's going to be weird. If he comes out and starts talking about how he's buckling down for a recession, stuff like that, it could spook people, and you'll wake up to this thing very much down. But like I said in the video yesterday, if there's going to be a surprise, it's going to be to the upside, not the downside. Well, you know, right again. All right, in phase. In phase a little bit down, huh? Who said they're going to be rich if in phase continues? I'm not playing it. I mean, I have Enphase, something I own. It is one of my AI tickers. If you still watch the Don Franz show, then you know this is one of my top 10. As of tomorrow, though, I'd rather play the reaction. So since this sold off, what's going to happen tomorrow is there's going to be Vega crush, but also puts might start to go up. And I say might because Vega will take a deep chunk out of that. But if we get a sell-off like this, if it hits this zone, what it'll end up doing is selling more 100-strike puts, and that will pay me to own it. Much like I have Tesla 160 calls, or 160 puts sold. So right now I'm in shares. I'm in 160 puts for this Friday, next Friday, and the Friday after that, which means every time, if I let that expire, and it closes below 160, I will own 100 shares at 160. But I got paid a bunch of money to do it. So technically my average cost is in the 140s. And as of right now, it looks like I'll be able to roll all three of them again and get paid. So I call that magic internet money because I just don't have a better explanation for it. But I haven't bought Tesla. I just keep making money off Tesla, and it just keeps paying. But Tesla is still one of my top AI companies. It is something I am hoarding shares of right now. Robotics is going to be absolutely insane. I could care less about the cars, to be honest. I'm glad it's everyone's revenue and it's what gets people talking, but for now, like I said in a previous video, a couple videos back, buying Tesla now was when I was telling everybody to buy Meta at 90. That's what I believe. Nobody listened then. A couple people did. Anyway, Meta's at $500 a share. Just saying. Sometimes it pays to be all right. Mr. Randy Winton, make sure you guys message him if you need a loan. You ever thought, man, I need to buy more tickers. I need to refinance my house. That's not financial advice I would ever give out. But if that thought is there, man, the tools are there. Cody says, I listened, just not hard enough. I only got 10 shares. Hey, 10 shares is 10 shares. That's still $1,000 to $5,000. All right, let's make it emotional. Let's get to the 15-minute. There we go. Now we're triggering some emotions. So the earnings call should be here in 45 minutes. Hard to say what we'll be doing there. Who else has earnings this week? You know the cool thing about my chat is nobody asks, why did it go up? If it beat. No one's scratching their head. No one's confused. Hopefully Elon doesn't say anything. Well, I do stand to make a lot. So even though I'm in, you guys heard me say I'm in 150 calls. Right now they'll be up. And then I'm also in 125 puts. And I took that I had to take that almost like an airbag play. I did go out of the money cheaper, so if it did explode to the south side, that would have been a cool play to talk about how much money I made. But in fact, if you look at your overall deltas, I'm still very long. Remember, shares are hard deltas. Options are soft deltas. It's not just a Greek you're looking at. It's how many shares you control. So overall, very much still long Tesla, but kind of some saving face. And I would just take those profits and put it right back into Tesla. You know, if I got assigned shares at 160, if you guys have been paying attention, everything I'm selling puts on now, it's like a 2023 marriage or 2024 marriage. You know, they don't really last that long, but they got a good solid 6 months to a year. So all the shares I'm rocking right now, World War III could kick off. If I'm not wearing sunglasses at 11 p.m. and wearing a lead vest, I'm not selling these shares. I mean, I'm going to rock it. So I'll be making that decision bare minimum next year. Looks like Enphase will be making an Enphase play tomorrow. Visa, that's what it was. Visa and Texas Instruments. Let's just check that out. Visa and, gosh, is it TXS? Texas Capital Funds, TXN. Man, it's almost like I know every ticker. I'm sure there's like 6,000 tickers. Bear with me, guys. I know at least 5,000 of them. Sometimes I'm not. Should have bought that put on InFace. I just got married in 2024. What the heck does that mean? I mean, have you seen marriage lately? People look at marriage like dating. It's like, instead of like, they finally get a match on Tinder, and then there's a ring 2-3 weeks, and you're already talking about it, So I don't want to say I'm marrying the company, but we're going to give it a solid shot. We're going to give it a solid 20th century shot, 21st century shot. Visa and Texas Instruments going off. S&P not really doing much. Let's see what tech is doing. A little bit. Oh, man. I can almost guarantee we won't see this movement tomorrow when it comes to Google and Meta. Is it Google, Meta, and Microsoft? Meta's tomorrow, and then Thursday it's going to be Microsoft and Google. I want to hear what Elon says about Dojo. Is it taking off or still a long shot? Now, the last earnings call, Dojo was a long shot, and it was absolutely atrocious. So if he repeats that, I'm curious to see, do we erase all of this? Because if Elon repeats that, does it just bring it right back down to here, or does everybody think, no, we're going for it, and it's a full send mode? Remember, this is our expected moves, 162 to 131. So we were pricing in a decent movement. Lori says, I got married before the internet existed, and you are still married now. What a coincidence. That says, enjoy your future ex-wife. What I would do is probably just start working on the divorce papers now while things are civil. It called an exercise to the wife. Hey, it's just an exercise. I'm going to take my stuff. You take your stuff. Sign here. Press hard. 3 copies. Carbon copy. One's a yellow one. One's a pink one for you, And then you just put a pretty long date on that. Like 2-3 years out. I'm pretty sure women look at marriage as their severance package. Like when you're dating somebody and it's starting to not look good, women are like, man, I got to get my severance package. Let me go ahead and get married to this guy. Take half his stuff. That's pretty much what marriage is. I would question when she said yes. Who's she talking to? What are the guys you got out there? Let me see that inbox. I do need you guys to hit the thumbs up button for me real fast. It's good karma for you. Get yourself some good karma. Some of you guys need that. Careful getting yourself in deep. I have a lot of problems with the marriage system. I mean, the fact that it's cheaper to keep her, that should never be a joke. And man, it is. There's not a lot of reasons for guys to get married out there. Here's half my stuff. This empire that I built, it's half yours. Yeah, you and your friend, your new friend, your friend that I'm sure wasn't into you, but found out 6 months later it was. Stop while you're ahead. Lisa says, I tried. Jeff says, joke's on her. She makes more than me. Hopefully everyone here by now probably knows. I don't think I can hurt anyone's feelings in here so far. Randy says he bets GameStop is going to blow up again. Like go bankrupt? Eddie says, I totally agree, and I'm new to your channel. Well, shout out, man. I really do. I'm running out of filter these days. And I got to be honest, guys, the more I talk without a filter, the more it really filters out people that I want to be around. And it is addicting. Man, is it addicting. Like, if I say something that offends somebody and they're gone the rest of my life, hey, shoot me the new address. I'll buy you a fruit basket. I have realized I waste a lot of time answering people's questions that are only here for that. And, like, I walk on a lot of eggshells for people. So I kind of just don't care. Michael says, you hurt my feelings. Sorry. Like I said, fruit basket. And let me know if you're allergic to something. Yeah, I don't want to put that in there. Okay, this is kind of a good point. Who Dat says getting a marriage license should have a course on what you just agreed to. That I actually do I do agree with. Maybe people would take marriage a little bit more seriously if they did, not just follow the steps and get to the next thing. Hang on, you said Meta's running? Well, I'm a lot more richer now. So if you have to watch yesterday's video, I had sold the 490 puts on Meta. Lisa, shout out to you if you ended up doing that. She was the one that got me to it. She was thinking, hey, should I sell the 480 or the 460 puts? Again, selling a put is a bullish play. If it goes below there, you own 100 shares per contract. So I sold the 490s because I do want more Meta. And it was just a flat $2,500 per contract. So I sold those, and as long as Meta goes above 490 by this Friday, I just got to keep a bunch of money. The sad thing is I don't have Meta shares. But I will say on that note, some of you guys did comment. You said, hey, eventually Meta has to fill that gap. And that's adorable. That's cool. Why does Meta have to fill that gap? The gap play is a real thing, but why does Meta have to? Worry about the gap fill when that support breaks. When this zone breaks, it'll be very much something we're talking about. But until that happens, Meta gapped up and never looked back. And you got to ask yourself, why? What's up with that? Lisa says, by the way, I did end up with a pension, and I didn't even have to ask for it. See, that's what sucks. Lori says, I make more money than my husband since I trade and he doesn't. Well, why does he have to? I see the recliner he's in, just relaxing, hanging out while you're getting your trade on. Husband's got that life, the good life. He's living his best life. It could take years to fill a gap. Yeah, when they split, like, you know. Let's see. Nvidia's up to 830 right now. What? So everything's just, there's the NASDAQ pushing up. Oh, never mind. That was just all of today. It's weird that some of these powerhouses are moving, but the NASDAQ isn't truly reflecting that because Nvidia carries a lot of weight. So does Meta. So what is just tech moving? Not really. How we going, Randy? Let's check some other earnings plays. There was, I guess let's just check TXN again. Ultimately holding. I want to keep an eye on Tesla. Let's see if Tesla's the one I am nervous about as far as like holding. Everything else, I would give it a 50-50. You know, like it's got a solid chance of holding. Tesla, I'm like, is it really going to hold? Like, that's the one I would be truly nervous about. Oh, let's do a poll. Start a poll. Does Elon tank this thing? Does Elon tank this stock on the call? All right, so there's a poll in the chat. Just yes or no. Does Elon tank this thing? Let's see what it is. Tesla report details a ride-hailing app. So we're gonna start talking about the taxi, huh? Gosh. Let's talk about just Tesla for a second. Let's rein it in. As far as Tesla goes, again, I'm gonna buy some real quick. Give me one hot second. Let me get logged in. Tell me about how much I want to buy. Let's talk about Tesla. I'm going to buy some real quick. Okay, so the poll right now, 63% saying yes, he's going to tank it. Well, I do have bad luck. If there's anything about luck, I got you. Um, what's my break even on the 150 calls? I think I paid, was it 4 or something? 3? That's a good question. Plus what I sold them for. At this point, they'll be down. Vega Crush. I think I needed it at 154 something. All right, let's do. You guys are distracting me. All right, I'm just gonna stick with 100 shares for now. Visa's rocking. There we go. 153.38. Okay, we're up. We're good. Visa going for it. Let's see if there's anything we need to worry about. So we kind of jumped up, found nothing but sellers. Jumped up, sold off, tried to hold it, really tried to hold it, gap down, push. It's just completely gapped all the way around that. There's your area of attention, just tricking everybody. Got it. Ultimately tested that, sent it, sold off, gapped up into it, sold off. So there's a lot of your sell orders. Getting above this, I think, would have been a pretty bullish sign. So blew right through that. What I would end up looking at if I was in Visa, if it just rejected here, kind of pulled back into this, I would just call that. I'd probably just admit it making a bull flag and might be sending it. Now Elon just needs to say some magic fairyland things and send this thing to 200. I mean, I wouldn't be upset. To be clear, guys, the earnings call is at 4, right? That looks like it's holding. I wonder if Elon's going to send it. Right now, the poll is... It's right at 60-40. 60% say yes, 40% say no. Elon's not going to tank this thing. 62 yes, 60. It's kind of bouncing back and forth with the votes. How do you take a vote back? I just watched the votes go down and then right back up. Anyway, if you're here, do me a huge solid. Hit the thumbs up and answer your question in the poll. And let me know what if you're playing in earnings, which one is it? Do I need to bring it up? And what are you thinking? If you guys don't mind me, this is there a what? This is a Fresca. Elon wants to get paid before he sends it higher. That is a good point. Get your shares first. But if it's higher, are you more likely to vote yes? Misery loves company, and people are miserable and annoying. I mean, the guy that sued Elon, he only owed 9 shares. 9 shares, you probably shouldn't even be allowed to vote. I get it, every shareholder is, and I don't want to like discredit to the people that just don't have it, but we're talking about billions of dollars. Okay? Let the grown-ups speak. You said Bitcoin is tanking on the 15-minute. Yeah, Bitcoin is rejecting that the bright yellow zone. Let's see if we even the 4-hour trend hasn't really changed. We're starting to go a little bit sideways, but we've seen this and then just come right back up. We need Bitcoin really above 69 to be hopping. He gets to vote his 9 shares. I know, but like, why was that guy even in the courtroom? Like, your spot in the line is so far back. Like, I'm not even the final boss, and there's no way he could get through me. Like, yeah, he should have just shot me a text, and I could have just told him, no, go away. no discrimination to that guy and his 9 shares. He has single-handedly moved this thing up. There's a heart in the way. It's M-O. M-O this thing up. I can't stand YouTube with that little emoji thing. Yeah. Single-handedly moved this thing up. You know how annoyed I would be if I was Elon? I know it's illegal to tamper with the witness or like the defendant. I'd probably flirt with some of those laws a little bit. Was it me? Was it a coincidence? I don't know. I don't have time for these things. But finding some sellers in this bright yellow zone, big deal. So to see this, I don't know if I'd call that rejection yet. Yeah, that's a couple people taking profit. I wonder if this is the. I don't want to. That's way too premature to be saying. Is this the move is this the start of the move up? Tesla will likely consolidate first before it just sends it. But there's been so much, and the reason why I was bullish I didn't even grab puts till today, just in case it's something I've never even done. There was just so much bearish news. I mean, nonstop. People just gobbling it up, posting more, and it's started to just bring out the contrarian. Like, nah, there's a lot of people way too bearish on this thing. So what's the answer? Why is Tesla up if it missed? More buyers than sellers. It's literally always the answer. People can gripe about how they missed. I can't wait to see what Twitter looks like. Did you see they missed and the idiots bought it up? I know you're not much of a trend line guy, but if you zoom out on the daily chart over the past few years, this week's price action could be the third touch on a longer trend line on Tesla. I hate when people like start their comments off with the disclaimer with me. Listen, I know you don't do this. I see what you're talking about. Actually, let's draw a ray. Let's go wick to wick since we're on the weekly. If I'm drawing trend lines, I just like them to be consistent. Wicks or candle bodies. Pick one and stick with it. Don't start fudging things around one or the other, then kind of just contort it and then tell someone, hey, this is why. If you have to sell someone a trend line, it's probably not the case. But what I'm about is buyers and sellers. And I'm sure there are some buyers here looking at just this trend line. 9 shares or not, they do count for something. Those are shares I'm not buying, if they did. Very interesting bounce, though. I will say that. Technically, you can also have more sellers than buyers. Sold put versus bought puts. Yeah. More buy-side action than sell-side action. How's that? There's something I haven't said in a long time because someone from Texas said it doesn't make sense. So to bring it back, a Corvette in the wintertime. I say that because right now, no one's going to go buy a brand new $80,000 Corvette with 3 feet of snow outside. You can't drive it. They're race tires. They're light. Rear-wheel drive. That car's not going anywhere. But I say that same $80,000 Corvette is now $60,000, $50,000. It starts to get to everybody's point of, that's worth it. I'll store that thing in my garage until I can drive it. Like, I'll take it right now. No, minus a couple inconveniences, I don't care. And I think that's where Tesla is sitting right now. Do you still own your vet? I actually sold all my vets to buy more real estate. Which luckily, my last one I sold for $117. Which I bought for $116. Sold for $117 after putting 10,000 miles on it. So outside of it, technically I still lost money, so like taxes and everything, but you couldn't rent a car that cheap. It was a lot of fun. Miles per gallon is what I go off of. And then the car market crashed. And now those cars are not 100 grand anymore. Which is amazing because I'm trying not to buy another one. I have some other things I need to buy, but Vinay says, so all good on Tesla. Well, we still have the call. And that'll be what makes or breaks it. But I know the question next will be, am I chasing this if I buy it now? Now, you guys just watch me buy some more shares. If Elon comes out on the call and starts talking about robo-taxi, full self-driving, cash on hand, whatever the people like to hear, and really sells it, I think this could be the bottom for Tesla. Again, very early, very mature to call it. Imagine calling the bottom right here on the 1 minute chart. The bottom shows up on the smallest time frames. It's just the fact of, can you call it? But if we start knocking out, I'd say even this high, getting above that 160 mark, holding it, or even pulling back and making a higher low, I think we start working our way up. And we might just go sideways for a bit, kind of like we did here. And here's what I'm talking about. Here's your higher low. Here's your higher high. Starts talking about a reversal, and then we might just melt down one day. Time will tell on that. I hate how TradingView moves the trend lines like that. I drive my dad's car. Beat that rent. Well, I'm going to go drive your dad's car. About how long is it going to take him to notice before I need to get out of that thing? If Elon accidentally calls Dojo Nojo, I'll buy it at 115. The poll right now, you guys are still voting. There is one person that hasn't voted. There are 44 people here. There are 43 votes. I did vote. So if you haven't voted, I need you to click your little vote right now. I want it to match, and then we're gonna end that poll and go over the final results. So are you a yes or no? Does Elon tank this stock on the call? Holding at 153 plus until the call. Yeah. 45 votes. There we go. I said yes because I know, because I say no, then I'll be wrong. Okay, so last person said no. 58% think this thing is coming down. 42% think it's staying up. Now, is that because you're trying to speak it into existence? Maybe you were already short this ticker and you're just hoping it doesn't. Let's see, maybe to 134. That's probably where it's headed, yeah. If Elon comes out and says some ridiculous stuff, yeah. What are we going to do for the next 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen? Ask another poll, over under on tomorrow's open. Okay, let's end this one. Can I have you guys start a poll? Where's Tesla open tomorrow? We got above 160, 150 to 160. Let's go 140 to 150. Below 140. All right, new poll. Where does Tesla open tomorrow? Chad says, can we do tonight's stream now? That's up to the group, not me. But could I have an early night? Absolutely. It'd probably be better to do it. Actually, when we wrap this up, we can do the Mentorship stream if you want. I'm at my desk. I'll ask everybody right now. Why all the bearish numbers in the poll? 200. That would be insane. To push Tesla that far, that'd be... I have the numbers. Let me get the 2 standard deviations. 2 standard deviations on Tesla puts it at 178.03. So this zone right here is 2 standard deviations up. Can you imagine selling the 180s, the 180 calls, and being wrong? Let's see. It was a $15 expected move, so even 195, that would be 3 standard deviations right there. So you guys are saying close to 4 standard deviations. Squeeze all the bears, shorting the bottom. That certainly would be a short squeeze. And to pop it up that high, oh man, can you imagine the volatility ride you just signed up for? Yeah, I couldn't imagine that far. How much longer? I don't know if we can make it to the call, guys. I think we'll have to wrap this up. Let's go over all the other ones real quick, see what all's up, what's going on. Mentorship, it looks like everybody so far is voting, yeah. We'll wait for the earnings call to come out, make sure nothing crazy with Tesla, and then we'll do that. 155. So we got TXN. Still holding. Visa also still holding. Is Enphase still at the bottom, huh? Enphase had a little bit of a bounce. Dead cat bounce. If anything, if you're bearish, that would be your short entry right there. Overall holding. Kind of a dud out. When do we scratch our heads? I guess we'd. They missed. They missed on everything, and it's red, not a head scratcher. Maybe it's a head scratcher because someone's buying. What was the other one? We did them all, right? All the big ones. Let's just check the other. What is Meta doing? A little bit up. Microsoft's got something big in the works, by the way. A new data center that's $100 billion. Quick question. If you're a CEO and you're going to spend $100 billion, how much do you plan on making? As far as the poll goes, looks like 45% of you think in between 150 and 160 is what Tesla's going to open up at tomorrow. 5% say above 160. 19% say below 140. You just woke up, for crying out loud. I didn't just wake up. Let's see what the video's at. A little bit up. Okay, so tech is just up in general. Some of these were very oversold, though. Ooh. One last thing before we go. Let's check out the VIX and the VVIX. So the volatility really has come off some. So they're not hedging up a lot. Interesting. So is this the stock market bottom? Is this what the YouTubers are going to start saying now? We did get above that. I would say that's if we pulled back and held that zone, maybe it is. Maybe we only get the 5% correction. But really, if you're bearish and that's kind of all you popped up, how worried are you? The Fibonacci people, even they're... Is it this way? Let's go here. Grab the absolute peak. So yeah, so this blue zone puts you at the 50. This is the 618 for the Fibonacci. So plenty of bears probably still out there. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Shout out to you guys for being here, and to all the Tesla bulls. Let's see where we're at in the morning. Mentorship, give me just a few minutes, and we'll probably be back. Everyone else, well, you'll probably see me tomorrow for the next set of earnings. Meta's gonna be big, and if you haven't seen this video and what this means, this is the image shown. This is Meta decoding your brain waves without surgery to what you just saw. Oh, I suggest you pick up on that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up.